Okay, so today's question is count binary substrings. So given a string S, return the number of non-empty strings that have the same number of zeros and ones, and all the zeros and the ones in these substrings are grouped consecutively. Okay, and substring that occur multiple times are counted the number of times they occur. So suppose this is the example. Okay, 0011, then 0011. We have to return total number of substrings in this, in which the number of zeros and ones are equal and all the zeros and all the ones are consecutive. So how can we solve this? So let's take an example. Suppose first what we will do, we will count the consecutive numbers of zero. Okay, suppose we take this example only and we count. So this 00 will be count of 2, then 1 count of 2. We will only counting the consecutive ones. Again 002, again 112. Now what we will do to find the number of substring, we will see to have the consecutive and the equal number of ones, the it should always go with the adjacent numbers in this groups array. Okay, see, adjacent ones. So what we will do, we can simply sum up the minimum of the adjacency. We can minimum of this 2 comma 2 for this one. So that minimum means either 0 and 1, both and 0 and 1 should be equal. That's why we are taking the minimum, and that's why they can be consecutive to. Again for this 2 and this 2, so minimum of 2 comma 2, and again for the last this 2 and this 2. So this way we will get 6 that matches with our answer. Okay, so that's where we are going to code. So let's try to code this. First let's create a groups array. Now we have to count this consecutive number, create a count and set it as 1 before. Okay, and now let's take the n is equal to len of s. Simply create a loop. So for I in range 1 to n. For the 0 1 we have already taken the count as 1. Okay, so suppose if s of I is equal to s of I minus 1, means it's the same number, means they are consecutive. We can simply increase the count. 1 plus is equal to 1. Else it's not, it means we have got from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, anything. So we can simply append this in the group. So groups dot append count, and we will again set count is equal to 1. And similarly when the loop ends, simply append the last count, groups dot append count. Okay, now we have got this array 2 2 2 2 2. Now we have to take the minimum of the adjacent subarrays in the group. So for, you can set first answer is equal to 0. Okay, then for I in range 1 to len of groups. For I in range 1 to len of groups, we can simply add answer plus is equal to minimum of groups of I comma groups of I minus 1. Similarly what we have done here. At last we can return answer. Just try to run and check if it passes for the test cases. Yeah, so it passes for the test cases. I try to submit it and check. Yeah, so our code has passed successfully. Thank you for watching.